morning, students. Hope all of you are fine and in best of your health. I request all of you take your studies seriously, complete the assignments that has been given, and please do not neglect the lessons that has been sent through YouTube. So, welcome back to his civics once again. In the previous class, we studied about the local self-government in the rural areas, where we studied about the foundation behind or the various factors or the acts that were responsible for setting up of local self-government in the rural areas, and we studied about the Gram Panchayat and the Gram Sabha. Which article says that it is the duty of the state? Article 40 of the Indian Constitution says that it is the duty of the state to establish, organize local self-government. And which act? 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act had given constitutional status to local self-government, and local self-government came into effect in April 1993. So, which committee had recommended for the establishment of local self-government? It was the Balwant Rai Mehta Committee. Balwant Rai Mehta Committee had submitted the report. This committee was set up in the year 1957, and this committee had suggested for the establishment of a three-tier structure. Three-tier structure of local self-government in rural areas. What are they? They were the village panchayats, the Panchayat Samiti, and the Jilla Parishad. At the grassroots level, village panchayat, where we study about the Gram Sabha and the village panchayat or the Gram Panchayat. Then Panchayat Samiti at the block level and Jilla Parishad at the district level. So today we'll study about the Panchayat Samiti. So Panchayat Samiti is an intermediate body. Now if you see the structure, the grassroots level, what we have? The village panchayats. Okay? The grassroots level, or in the villages or the rural areas, we have the village panchayat. And above the village panchayat, we have the Panchayat Samiti. Panchayat Samiti. This is at the block level. Then, above the block level or the district level, we have the Jilla Parishad in the district level. Therefore, Panchayat Samiti is an intermediate body that coordinates the work of a village panchayat. It sees into the functioning of the village panchayats, as well as it acts as a link between the village panchayat and the Jilla Parishad. So therefore, it is an intermediate body that coordinates the work of the village panchayat, as well as it acts as a channel of communication or a link between the village panchayat and the Jilla Parishad. So therefore, Panchayat Samiti is an intermediate body in the block level in the three-tier structure of the local self-government that was recommended by Balwant Rai Mehta Committee. Now let's go to the compositions. Composition. Who all are the members of the Panchayat Samiti? First one, all the sarpanches. All the sarpanch of the Gram Sabha and the village panchayats are the members of the Panchayat Samiti. That means the sarpanch of all the villages within that particular block are the members of the Panchayat Samiti. Did you get it? Okay, fine. Second one, MP, the member of the parliament, MLA, within that block, if there are any MP or member of the parliament or the member of legislative assembly who belong within that block are the members of the Panchayat Samiti. Do you get it? Besides that, as we have seen in the village Panchayat, there are reservations for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes and other backward communities. The fourth one, 50% seats are reserved for women. So these are the composition of the Panchayat Samiti. Beside that, every Gram Panchayat or the village Panchayat sends one elected body or one elected member to the Panchayat Samiti. Once again, the composition, all the sarpanch of the different villages within that block are the members of the Panchayat Samiti. Second one, if there are any MPs, MLAs within that block, so they become or they are the members of, or they will be the members of the Panchayat Samiti. Third one, there are reservations for the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes and other backward communities. At the same time, 50% of the seats are reserved for women. And once the Panchayat Samiti is formed, they elect their chairperson, who is also known as Pradhan, and vice chairperson, Upa-Pradhan. And they are elected for a period of 5 years. They are elected for a period of 5 years. The function of a chairperson or the Pradhan is to preside over the meetings of the Panchayat Samiti, which happens frequently. It is told that they have to meet continuously or they have to meet many times, maybe 5-6 times within some time period. So, the function of a chairperson or the Pradhan is to what you call conduct the meetings of the Panchayat Samiti, and the chief administrative officer that means the one who looks after the administration of the Panchayat Samiti. The chief administrative officer is an appointed body who is a member of local government, and the chief administrative officer of the Panchayat Samiti is the BDO. What does BDO stand for? Yes, Block Development Officer. Did you get this much? Composition. Now, we need to see the functions of the Panchayat Samiti, which is quite important. As I told you in the previous class, with regard to the village Panchayat, they have got various functions, and I asked you to memorize at least 2-3 functions from each head, such as welfare functions, civic functions, administrative functions, and so on. Please, hope you have done it, and please do it. Today I am not going to tell you under different heads. I will just give in general the functions of the Panchayat Samiti, because more or less it is a repetition, as the Panchayat Samiti coordinates or looks into the working of the village panchayats within a given block. So let's see the functions of the Panchayat Samiti. Functions. I'll give you 5-6 functions and all. Okay, since Panchayat Samiti is an intermediate body, what does it do? It supervises the working or functioning of the village panchayats. That can be taken as the first function. since it is an intermediate body, it supervises the working and the functioning of the different village panchayats which are there within that particular block. Now next one, it's a repetition only. Setting up of PHC. What does PHC stand for? Primary Health Center, and ensure health benefits or provide health benefits, health facilities to the villages. Okay, setting up a primary health center and provide healthcare services, healthcare facilities to the villages. Third one, let's see. Provide rural water facilities. So it is a job of the Panchayat Samiti to see that water facilities, safe drinking water facilities are provided, or the facilities for safe drinking water facilities are available to the villagers. Then, fourth, with regard to agriculture, provide high-yielding varieties of seed or good qualities of seeds, fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, etc. to the villagers. So it is the job of the Panchayat Samiti to ensure that the villagers get good quality of seeds, that is high-yielding varieties of seeds, fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, and so on. Now let's go to the next function. Development of cottage and handloom industries. In the rural areas. Development of cottage handloom industries in the village areas. Next one. Sixth one. Social functions. Social welfare. Social welfare schemes or social welfare facilities are to be provided to the villages. With regard to that, facilities especially for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, other backward communities, and for expectant mothers. So, under the social welfare scheme, it is the function of the Panchayat Samiti to provide welfare schemes, facilities, especially to the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, other backward communities, and expectant mothers. Okay? Then, let's say the employment functions. So you have heard about the 100 days labor, especially to the unskilled villages, 100 days work. So it is a job of the Panchayat Samiti according to the National Rural Employment Guarantee Program. What is it? National Rural Employment Guarantee Program, or it was an act passed by the Parliament. So according to it is the job of the Panchayat Samiti to provide at least 100 days of employment. Employment to the villages, mostly the unskilled laborers and so on. Let's see the last function. Approve, consider the budget of the Gram Sabha and their recommendations. So these are some of the functions of the Panchayat Samiti which they have to perform at the block level. I have not given on different heads, I have given briefly. So you may please do copy it in your textbook exercise books, and it's better you memorize it once again. So what are the various functions? Supervise the working and the functioning of the village panchayats. Second one, setting up of primary health centers, provide healthcare facilities to the villages. Third one, provide rural water facilities, that means safe drinking water facilities are to be provided to the villages, and this job has to be done by the Panchayat Samiti at the rural level. Added to that, provide high yielding varieties of seeds or good quality of seeds, fertilizers, insecticides, etc. to the villages. Added to that, development of cottage, handloom industries in the villages and in the rural areas, that is within the block. Provide social welfare schemes especially to the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, other backward communities and the expectant mothers. And with regard to provision of employment, it is the job of Panchayat Samiti according to the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act to provide 100 days of employment to the villagers. And last one, to approve, consider the budget, their proposals and their recommendations. And these are done by the Panchayat Samiti at the block level. Now once again, according to the Balwan Tribe Metha Committee, a 3-tier structure was set up in India. 3-tier structure of local self-government was set up in India. What are they? First one, we studied about the village panchayat, and we studied about the Gram Sabha, its composition, functions, then the village panchayat, its compositions and functions under different headings. So next one we saw the Panchayat Samiti, which is an intermediate body that coordinates the working and the functioning of the village panchayats within a given block. Then we saw the composition, who all are the members of the Panchayat Samiti. So all the sarpanch of the different villages within that block are the members of the Panchayat Samiti. Added to that, if there are any MLA, MPs, they are also the members of, they will also become a member of the Panchayat Samiti. Besides that, every village Panchayat sends one elected member to the Panchayat Samiti. And there are reservations for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and women. Who is the chief administrative officer of the Panchayat Samiti? It is the BDO. Then they are elected for a period of 5 years.